This is amazing. This is epic. This is historic. We have not done, no one's done this. No one.
I want you to remember the plan that we've worked on and talked about for so many months. I want you to remember your training. We did a lot of training this year, a lot of preparation. I want you to remember that you can rely on our other members, and they are relying on you.
So I would say we probably had about 80 people show up today, and we still have a week before the event.
And they're a wonderful bunch of people. They absolutely are.
Well, I like history and I like mechanical things. When we got in here and wandered around, it was like this place was meant for guys like me, you know, kind of geekish, like the details, like the mechanics, you know, likes history.
It became kind of part of my life as I grew up. 13 or 14-year-old kid, I thought it was pretty neat to get involved, and then over the years it's just grown.
And I'm here at the museum because this is what I've done for most of my life.
They love what they do. They love the camaraderie here. They have a pride in the city.
Like, I'm up at 6, we go for breakfast and come up here, and there's a whole pile of us do that every Saturday morning.
Good morning, Carl. Good morning, Jeremy. No, it's empty. That's what that is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, grumpy, but I'm not.
Guys that are lawyers and teachers and professionals during the day come up here and they end up looking like me, dirty and wet and smelly, and they just love it.
Yes, here for you.
And what we're doing here is the driver's going to go in, and there's a dipstick that checks the gearbox. So right now I know it's low. So he's going to go in and see how low it is, and then I'm going to just add some fluid to it. So that's what we're doing right now.
I'm not a mechanic. I'm a civil engineer by trade. I work on bridges and roads and sewer and water, so I don't do this kind of thing. So coming out and turning a wrench or welding or doing whatever, it's a release, it's relaxation for me.
My wife likes to see me go. She gets her housework done and kicks me out.
The other big thing that this organization does is it connects the military with the community. And Oshawa's lucky, but there's lots of places in this country where no one ever gets to meet soldiers, never gets to see vehicles like these.
We've always participated in Remembrance Day with a number of vehicles, whatever we could crew and what was running. But this year, because of the number of vehicles we've acquired, we are putting in the largest number of vehicles ever.
In organizing the Convoy to Remembrance, we really wanted to put the maximum effort in, maximum amount of vehicles. So, you know, with 83 vehicles in the fleet, we were limited only by volunteers.
Orders of magnitude greater than we've ever done before. And so Al, you know, and his go big or go home attitude, and God love him for it, because it's a great way to deal with, to look at and do things.
And so we're all really excited, because I don't think any of us, anyone in the museum, we've never been part of a 30 vehicle convoy. You don't hear of that. You don't hear of that anywhere in the world.
It's not just going to be an ordinary parade. With that number of vehicles, there's anything can go wrong. You hope nothing does go wrong, because you got to also remember that these are old vehicles.
This vehicle hadn't been started in a while, so we had to put some new gas in it and some new radiator coolant.
Tanking is a dirty business when it rains, so we have to get them clean inside and outside, make sure they're mechanically sound.
We already tested this one, but yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
One down, 12 more.
We'll be checking fluids, track tension, and all the other safety systems that are on the vehicles.
Just saying.
We hope we can take all 32 vehicles down there. And 32 vehicles, only about half the collection.
It's going to be something that people have never seen in the streets of Oshawa or any other city in this country.
There it goes, dude.
It's not just this museum, right? There's hundreds of other volunteers, people in the unit themselves, in the Ontario Regiment, politicians.
We've been planning this for months, at least 6 months.
We approached the mayor and the city council, I should say, about doing this, you know, thinking 30 tanks, and saying, yeah, and then sure enough, it all came together.
So we've worked with the City of Oshawa, Events Planning Department.
We always had 2 rows of vehicles here. And on John Street, we single park, pointing east as close to the sidewalk as we can.
Every single person involved has to know the master plan, has to know every single aspect of what's going on.
The previous years, we've driven down in a convoy, and we've gone down with 7, 8, 9, maybe max 9 vehicles.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for
You as well.
Probably our most important day of the year as far as parades go.
It is the best Remembrance Day ceremony I've ever participated in. The city really gets behind it.
And we're hoping that this Saturday, we will help draw people to the streets, draw people to the cenotaph, so they can partake in this very important Remembrance Day ceremony.
The volunteers, they're all fired up about it, you know, they really are. You can see that.
I'm going to be in a leopard tank similar to that one. Last year we didn't have any leopard tanks. We're taking 3 of them this year. And the sound of one is amazing. When you hear 3 of them together, it vibrates, it goes right into you, you feel it.
Let's gather up. First off, thank you very much for coming. This is amazing. There will be 60 of us today. That's an amazing accomplishment.
We got a clear sky, which is amazing. Cold as hell, but a clear sky.
BRPS is going to be here to pick you up around 9 o'clock. Parade is off at 10:25.
What I wanted to mention too, if we have a breakdown, now hopefully we'll go down there and come back with no issues. But if we do, we'll recover it.
Be safe. Godspeed.
How was your ride down?
Chilly, refreshing. You know, I'm awake now.
The great thing about this, it's like driving a sports car because it has a Jaguar engine in it. And this thing can scoot, let me tell you.
I've already talked to Paul. He's not going to make that second turn, so the heavies are going to stay on John. Okay? Perfect. Good.
Sounds like the fan is rubbing up against the radiator, but apparently it's just up against the shroud, so it's not too bad.
Are you going to re-enter the line?
Yep, we got to get in position to take our place.
going out and talking to the veterans with the vehicles, that has always been the thing that I enjoyed the most. The veterans, you know, that's why we do what we do.
We wanted to honor our veterans from the Second World War to Afghanistan with a massive military vehicle contingent in the Oshawa Parade. We are there for them today, not for us. This is the one special occasion where we roll our vehicles for our veterans.
These vehicles were, you know, the lives of those veterans while they served. So I think it'll be a reminder that war is not pretty, but, you know, these machines kept our soldiers safe.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending the Remembrance service for the City of Oshawa, Royal Canadian Legion's Branch 43 and 637. And of course, welcome to all our veterans.
Every year we come together here at our proud Memorial Park to recognize Remembrance Day.
We come to remember those who fell in battle, those who, while they did not die, offered their bodies, minds, hearts, and energies to fighting for a better world.
Today we say thanks to the men and women who take up the torch from those that went before them to preserve the peace and freedom they fought for.
So today, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we pause to remember and honor the courageous men and women who have served and continue to serve all over the world.
This has been a special year as we celebrated Canada's 150, but we've now remembered Vimy 100th, Passchendaele's 100th, Battle of Dieppe 75 years ago, and next month we remember the Halifax explosion.
Thank you all for taking the time today to join us here in Memorial Park as we remember them. And when you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today.
As the veterans pass, the connection we're going to have with them is going to be organizations like this.
Don't know where you've been, you've got no idea where you're going. And the veterans are dying off and there's nobody to tell the story, so it's up to us to tell the story and make sure the kids know how they live in this great country, because it is a great country.
We're going to become the stewards of their knowledge.
It's part of my life. I'll tell you, I just choke up about everything. So I'm not grumpy like they say.
There's 60 plus people that were actually manning the vehicles that we took down. Probably the biggest peacetime convoy that Oshawa, if not Ontario, has seen in a long, long time. That was amazing. And I want to thank everybody here that helped to do that. Thank you.